Welcome to the Go Fish pregame show. Colby Cook, Spencer Pattison. Finally, a day off, 4th of July. It was fantastic. 9 games in 8 days. That day off was much needed.
Yeah, and the ones coming down the stretch this week will also be much needed later coming on. But look, rivalry game against the Sharks tonight, 4-4 against the Sharks. But, a little bit of a subpar start to the second half than you would have liked. Now listen, first half already unlocked. You go into the playoffs no matter what. But you want to keep that streak of consecutive halves won alive. So with that, you really want to try to take care of the, 500, series breaking game against the Sharks tonight and get a game up on them.
Yeah, the Marlins are 1-2 in second half play. Their 2 losses come at home, and they were 2 of the worst losses we've seen from the Marlins all season. So this game, not only is it important to go ahead of the Sharks on the season series, but to finally get that second half win at home.
Yeah, and look, the Flamingos game, it wasn't necessarily what you wanted, but you already, everything was on lock. The Pilots game 2 nights ago, 12-6, wasn't exactly how you wanted. The pitching just got kind of racked early and through the middle innings. And, the boys tried to make a comeback but fell just short. But tonight, look, Kevin O'Pannell throws strikes. When Kevin O'Pannell stays in the strike zone, he's very good. So, I expect to come out tonight, hopefully throw a few more strikes, let the offense catch up. If you surrender some runs, that's fine. But hopefully, limit the damage enough to let the offense catch up.
Yeah, like you said, Kevin O'Pannell, he will be starting for the Marlins on the mound. This season with the Marlins, he's only pitched 2 innings with 3 strikeouts in 1 game against the Salamanders. So it'll be really interesting to see more of him and what he can do, especially against a really good Sharks team.
Yeah, and he has, had a couple appearances in exhibition play, but yeah, you mentioned it, the 1 appearance against the Salamanders. And look, this is going to be a really tough test for Kevin, as the hitters for the Sharks have given the Marlins trouble all year long. But it'll be a good chance to kind of get him stretched out, get him extended, see how long he can go. We're not really sure if this is going to be a short start or a long start, but we'll see how Kevin can go, and hopefully he'll throw strikes across the plate tonight. And, at least if he does give up some runs, limit damage and help that offense catch up.
Well, we got an interview with head coach Sam Carroll, so we'll give it to him.
Colby and Spencer here with the head man, Sam Carroll, and Coach, a much-needed day off of rest yesterday on the 4th. 9 games in 8 days. How are you feeling coming out of the off day and into the second half stretch?
Feel good. It was nice to have the off day. Guys had, I'm sure, enjoyed themselves in whatever manner that they did. It'll be nice to come out today and to get this going again.
So Kevin O'Pannell on the mound tonight. He's pitched 2 innings so far in the Coastal Plain League play. What can you tell us about him, and what do you expect out of him today?
Here's a guy that was integral part to them winning the national title where he came from, and so we're anticipating him to kind of get rolling here. We haven't pitched him a lot once he got here because he threw a lot of innings there towards the end of the spring in their playoff push. So he's had some time to kind of recover, and we're anticipating him coming out today and having a good start for us.
1-2 in the second half so far, but we mentioned it, the long stretch of games upcoming and an off day, some off days sprinkled in this week as well. What can you expect to see if you as you ramp back in and try to get back into a groove as you were winning a lot of games in the first half?
It's kind of what we always do. We'll just run guys out there. We'll have positional rotations accordingly here over the next few days. And then we've got our pitching set up for the next few days as well. So as long as our guys come out and compete and execute, then it should be hopefully a relatively smooth next few days.
Rivalry game against the Sharks coming up on Flow Sports. As always, Coach, thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
The Marlins stay atop in the overall record in the Coastal Plain League East Division, but in the second half, they're struggling 1-2, like we mentioned. And the All-Star break right around the corner, which will be big for some of these guys to get a nice weekend off. But coming up this week, it's the Sharks tonight, Salamanders tomorrow on the road in Holly Springs, and that's going to be a really interesting one as the Marlins beat the Salamanders early in the season on their home turf.
Yeah, and look, Ting is, it's kind of a long drive to Holly Springs. That's one of the longer road trips this season, but it's kind of weird how it stacked up. We played them, early at Ting at their place, then they came here twice in a row. We've not seen the Salamanders in a while, and it'll be nice to, get down the road to Ting Stadium and play them. But it's kind of a weird way the schedule stacks up. But look, you got to take advantage of these off days, especially coming up. You mentioned it, the All-Star break coming around the corner. That is pivotal, as well as a couple of off days upcoming later in the weekend. So that's really, really important. As you move on here, you got to keep guys rested. And you mentioned it, the 9 games and 8 day stretch. That is a long stretch. Hopefully, guys got some rest last night and are able to get back on the beam today.
Most definitely. Well, we wish everyone had a happy 4th of July, saw some good fireworks. If you're in Morehead City, hopefully you were at the beach. But we thank you for joining us here on the Go Fish pregame show. Hopefully you enjoyed the game tonight with us on Flow Sports. It's against the Sharks, so make sure you tune in. Colby Cook, Spencer Pattison, thank you for watching.